Hey everyone. Okay, a little bit out of my normal schedule, but let's get to it. Let's see what the weekly challenge has in store for us. We're at the grocery store. Let's just see what's ahead. Okay, shopping trip, get to the exit. Sounds simple enough. Now Morgan is our hero. I'm just going to bring the riot shield. It's the only thing that I can think of as being useful for him. Dwight. Now I'm bringing him along because he's part of my daily quests. He's not a good character either, though. Mercer, you come along because we actually need somebody who can actually do stuff. So, I remember this being quite a fun little set of missions. Let's see what's in there. I'd already done one. That's from last night. That's because my wife and I, we've been traveling. Yeah, it was a very long day. They lost our luggage and everything like that. I did enough to just get my seasonal event tokens, and that was it. It was a hell of a drama getting here, but yeah, well, we're here now anyway. So yeah, that's why we're a little bit off schedule. If anything's a little bit off schedule this week, that's why. But I don't want to neglect my channel. I don't want to not make videos, so I'll find a way to do them somehow. I'll struggle to get it done while sipping cocktails on a beach. Anyway, here we go. Where were we? So we've got a threat counter. That's probably something worth considering. Yes, there is a tough walker. It's a fairly open map, so walking past these chumps might not be a problem. I reckon this is one of those missions where definitely taking something like the riot shield so that you can herd walkers. Great idea. Maybe using, if it gets really, really tricky and you can't engage those walkers, you're really struggling with that, throw a flare. Distract them. Maybe some stun grenades. All you got to do is get past these guys and get to the exit. So characters like Beta or maybe even Huntsman Daryl might be good. They can zip past walkers and not get grabbed. Your objective is to get to the exit, not to kill everything that's in front of you. Bruisers could actually be kind of useful, just because of the way that you can stun walkers. And again, once they're stunned, just get past them. That tank could be a bit of a problem. He can't be stunned, can be distracted, can't be herded. But that's a nice, snappy little mission to get started with. Sorry, do excuse the pause, I was just making myself a cup of tea. Now, where were we? Kill all walkers. Well, that's... Oh, reinforced enforcement suit. Great, that's nice to know. Yeah, let's just dive into it. Clear out sail, kill all walkers. So Morgan, legendary character on the show, not a great hero. Not really found any way to make use of his leadership trait. It kicks in when you get hit, and you really don't want to get hit. If you are being hit on the higher difficulty settings, I mean, you're just essentially just being ripped straight down to the red bar for health. Yeah, you're essentially you're down to just getting 1 star from the weekly challenge mission anyway. I personally have re-rolled him so that maybe he's got some slightly more useful traits. I think the weakening, perseverance, punish, I think that they're great. Ruthless, I would argue you don't really need. On bruisers, you know, they're not your damage dealers. Let's get back and play this safe, shall we? Anything that can give you more charge points more regularly on a bruiser, though, very, very useful. Especially when you have things like the riot shield here, which not only looks really funky, but is actually quite effective at herding walkers. Obviously, there's the new Lucerne hammer, which I think was the gift from this seasonal event. If you've got all of your seasonal tokens from everything, you should... No, not the seasonal event, the survival pass, isn't it? Hopefully if you've been doing all the survival passy stuff, you'll have that by now. Okay, so this is just a straight up kill all walkers. Some of the walkers start quite close to you. That can be a challenge. There is a tank on there as well. As you get to higher levels, you will have more and more difficult types of walkers. They'll throw in some Commonwealth stuff like that. And sometimes it just depends on how the walkers are spaced out, where they're placed when you start. There can be an element of luck as to how easy or hard those kinds of missions can be. I think that the simplest thing can be to sort of turtle up in one corner. Again, if you can't overpower those walkers straight away, and when you get to the high difficulties, it can take a couple of turns. Don't forget to use things like cripple, ensnare, to slow them down, incendiary to cause damage over time. Use characters like Tyrese or Mercer. Usually a good idea. Oh, go on then. Because it's a looting mission, we're going to use Glenn. And of course, on those kill or walker missions, you can still, distract the walkers, stun them, maybe use some grenades to get a good chunk of health off, flares to distract them, or supports like the walker mask, that kind of thing. Okie dokie, what do we want to do here? So we've got a threat counter. That's always a consideration on any mission. This is a scary situation, but of course, well, he was herded, so he's not going to attack us. Okay, we can do that. I go there. Not safe if I go here and cripple this guy. Now, a walker might come around and attack Morgan, but he's got Overwatch on. Nope, didn't come around and get him anyway. Go here, we're safe. Come on, Glenn, you can take him out. Yeah, good stuff. Search that box. And of course, you're seeing why I like to take Glenn on these sorts of missions. His leadership trait is absolutely fantastic. It's so much fun when you're on these kinds of missions. It feels like you're cheating. Being able to search and then still have actions left, it's pretty crazy. On this kind of map, having crippling weapons is proving pretty useful. And also, of course, as ever, don't forget what the mission objective is. It's to search those boxes and get out. Let's make damn sure that we're going to stun this guy if we hit him. There's that threat counter, so that's definitely something to consider. When it starts getting tricky, the walkers are tougher to take out. You can make sure that you're not creating problems for yourself by keeping the threat counter low. Use characters with threat reducing weapons or melee weapons. I think Glenn is a very, very good choice to bring along for these, just because, yeah, being able to search and then have actions left, it's absolutely wonderful. Give him a weapon with something like Swift Strike, like I did there, where you get an extra action after a kill, and you're just sprinting around covering so much of the map. Hopefully you can get in there and out of there, and if you're lucky, search the right boxes straight away, and just all of a sudden you don't have a problem with that mission. That tea is terrible. Okay, anyway. Maybe we switched to coffee. You want to get at least 610 stars, of course, to get the maximum amount of seasonal event tokens. Open the door and get out. Okay, this might be one where Let's take... I'm getting the feeling that we're probably going to have a couple of turns doing that. That's why I'm going to bring Connie along. Still going to bring Dwight because, yes, he's awful, but yeah, he's my daily quest to get the seasonal event tokens. Got to do it. So Connie, the reason that I'm bringing her is because I'm guessing that this door is going to take a couple of turns to open. Connie's leadership trait can still be effective as long as we cuddle up to her by the end of the turn. We will benefit from her leadership trait, the extra damage and the chance to get charge points. Yeah, come on. Let's slow them guys down. Yeah. Completing 4 turns. Let's just cuddle up, shall we? Get some charge points. You may as well ice him. Keep that threat counter down. Again, we've got a threat counter. Okay, as soon as we start opening that door, bad guys appear. Worth bearing in mind. Let's get away from them. Let's slow them down as they come in. Morgan, mate, I would have loved for you to get another charge point. Thankfully, we have got Michonne's cat. So we can do this. Is anybody able to get to him? No, they're not. Go on, put him down. So all you got to do, I suggest getting to this exit as soon as possible. I think Connie is a great choice for this because her leadership trait can still take effect as long as you cuddle up next to her as she's opening that door, which is what you want to do anyway. Got a chance to cause extra damage and gain charge points. Just open that door and it looks like really sprinting past the enemy, having crippling or ensnaring weapons to slow them down. Maybe a character like Ezekiel who's just going to bat them back with if you give him a mace, stuff like that. Worst comes to the worst, throw a flare through that door, distract the enemy, or use the Walker's Mask support. 4 turns is not a long time for that door to be opening. It's really, really not. It shouldn't be too tricky a mission, but if you do have any dramas with that or anything else, let me know, and either myself or somebody else will help you. Kill the boss walker and get to the exit. Kill the boss, huh? Who do we want to use? I'm going to bring a little bit of Tyrese power. Definitely one of my favorite characters. I mean, Dwight, his leadership trait, sure, might come in useful here. I've mostly got him geared up as a defender for Guild Wars. See, he's got things like retaliate and bullet dodge and stuff like that. That's actually kind of useful for one thing, and that's Guild War defending. Or, I guess, maybe outpost defending, not that I pay any attention to the outpost mode. You know, I've gone over that before. Okay, killed Tough Walker, and then we've got to get to the exit. So that's the only wrinkle, really. These things can be tricky when you've got to do that. No, I don't want to do anything like that. I think we could probably kill you and we'll get some charge points. That will come in very, very helpful. And let's get you guys set alight. Yes, I've got melee characters, so setting walkers alight is a bit of a risky business. Melee characters attack somebody and they're on fire. They can get hurt. But I mean, we're still only on a low level at the moment. Got a threat counter on this one, so it's a kill the walker type mission, but we're gonna get other walkers coming in. As with any mission where there's a threat counter, you might want to think about being more quiet than I was. Or having threat reducing weapons, or both. Lovely lineup of a shot there. Sometimes using hunters is an absolute joy because you get to do that. It's very satisfying. It requires more skill than just the assault characters who spray and pray. Having that perfect lineup, it's a thing of beauty. Okay, we've got one more left, I think. It's a good set of missions, this one, actually. It's pretty fun. There's definitely a little bit of challenge, but it's not overbearing in that kind of sense. And yeah, there's no missions that you're going to be there for like 10 turns flipping trying to complete. It's a good little set. Hopefully you and your guild can do very well on this. Open the car and get out. Okay, so we're going to swiftly swap back to Connie for, well, the reason that we did earlier. Let's just get to it. Again, I'm guessing that opening that door is going to take a couple of turns. We can make the most of the fact that we've got Connie on board if we use her. Here we go. So it's pretty, it is an uncommon weapon. I don't know where I got the riot shield from, but if you've got something like that, using it that way can be very, very effective. We've got a threat counter. I think I might just have to just retreat a little bit here. Let's make sure that you get iced. We've got one live one there. Okay, great. Right, and what we're going to do, Connie's going to open that door. We cuddle up. We've explained that strategy before. Slowing walkers down and setting them alight is a wonderful thing to be able to do. Come on, Dwight boy. Can we get charge attack? Yes, we can. That armored walker can't reach us. Get the green bar. Get the heck out of here. So that threat counter, definitely worth considering. Don't make more problems for yourself than you need. As soon as you start opening that door, walkers appear. But if you can slow them down, they aren't going to be able to get to you. Try and push them back. Tyrese with that debuff circle would be really useful. Anything within snare, absolutely magic on that mission. I think Connie is a great choice to have opening that door, or if you've got Yumiko as your leader, an armed walker can be opening, survivor can be opening that door, and when somebody shoots, if the person opening the door is in range of and has line of sight to the thing that is being shot, they will turn around and shoot anyway. Yes, they're occupied, but they will still turn around and still fire their weapon. Because, well, I don't know why, it just works. So, fun set of missions. Now that you know what's in store at the grocery store, hopefully you'll be able to get an amazing score for yourself and for your guild. If you do have any dramas, just say if you're struggling with anything. And as ever, thank you very much for watching.